Alright, so we have the full power mission for the Shadow Dragon Saga event, Stage 8 against Omega Shenron. And I do think that this stage right here is pretty difficult. I would say it looks like it's the hardest event in the game, but just from playtesting it and looking at how it goes, I was able to develop quite a nice strategy here. This is the full power mission, and obviously as you can see, it is a no item run here. So full power is led by the LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku. I'm gonna be honest, without Super Saiyan 4 Goku, I don't think that this run is possible. For a no item. If you're using items, I think it definitely can be a lot more helpful, but for no item runs, man, Super Saiyan 4 Goku, KO, like this event, again, I would say is the hardest event in the game. So I'm gonna find it far-fetched that, a lot of these top tier units are units that you can get away with using, unfortunately, compared to even the Scene event, right? Now, the thing about this first phase against Tech Omega, the strategy is that you kind of want to stall, right? So this first phase actually, I feel like it's intended for you to stall against, right? So you see a lot of our units are just doing very, very little damage, except for Super Saiyan 4 Goku. It's not because he's just type advantage, but this phase, not only does it have a pretty, just generally high damage reduction, it does have, actually, but this stage also, the first phase reduces damage received by any non-in type units by an extra, I believe it's 40%, if I'm not mistaken. Let me take a look here. Yeah, he does have an extra, damage reduction against specifically any non-intelligent types, right? So that can, obviously allow you to stack up a certain units, stuff like that, and build up your units. So right here, I'm going to get Orange Piccolo built up and be able to get Ultimate Gohan, a lot of his super attacks in. KO and Caulifla, I can get them pretty easily together in turn 4. The issue with them, obviously, this first phase is tech. But there's another caveat to that, right? If you're able to get them on turn 4 together, you can get the Super Saiyan 2 KO out, and things are looking really good for her. In this fight, you can, as you saw right there, attack lower this unit. So Super Saiyan 4 Goku on his 12 key can greatly lower attack. Ultimate Gohan is 18 key, greatly lowers attack. Orange Piccolo on his 18 key lowers attack, right? KO and Caulifla LR lowers attack. So I brought a bunch of these units that can lower attack, and that basically neuters this, a first phase of Omega. It allowed me to get more stacks in with the Tech Carnival Goku and stuff like that. So that's kind of the plan you want to do with this fight, is you want to make sure you do have the option to stack up these units. And I think it's really nice because like you see right here, we're in turn 4 and we're not even he's still 3 health bars away basically. I think it's helpful for the fact that, okay, full power Super Saiyan 4 Goku also wants to take 4 hits for his standby skill, right? And some of these units need to build up nowadays, so I think it's really cool that this event does have that ability. And right there, KO and Caulifla, not only have they been able to stack up a little bit at this point, we also have gotten so many attack debuffs, right? That this Omega, he hits for 800k in a super attack, and it's full type disadvantage, so it should probably be hitting closer to more million. He only hit for 117k right there, so that's pretty good. Now right here, what I was thinking, I'm okay, I wanted to get Ultimate Gohan on a bunch of those supers and stuff like that, but then I'm I don't want to actually keep Ultimate Gohan here on this turn, so I had to reset the app. I didn't want to keep Ultimate Gohan here because I just realized, oh yeah, the next phase is against STR Sin, who he does AoE attacks, STR Sin, and obviously with type disadvantage and how hard he could hit, it's just not smart to keep Ultimate Gohan there. And this actually does really help me out. You guys will see in a bit, but it does really help me out making the decision to keep Orange Piccolo on this rotation. But yeah, I'm okay, Orange Piccolo doesn't have the super attack. Super Saiyan 4 Goku doesn't really have to super want to debuff. We'll let Ultimate Gohan, get his full key, start getting more super attacks in, because he obviously is a unit that has to build up. And he's not even guaranteed to get the stats from attacking. He has to be super attacks, which it's RNG depending on whether or not he's going to get the super attack off or not. But he was able to hit 24 key, which made him super effective here. Omega dodge, yeah, he does dodge here, by the way. It's let's see, what is his chance to dodge in this first turn? It's 7% chance to dodge. He could potentially dodge right there, right? Okay. So Omega here super attacked. I'm like, okay, sure, that's fine. Now, this is one thing that's very interesting about this first phase of Omega, which it'll be basically shown here. Um, he can super attack you again very quickly, so you just super attacked right there. He has no cooldown on his super attack, which I learned literally right here. Obviously, he super attacked me one extra attack after. His cooldown is 0. He only gets super once per turn, and it's an 8% chance, which is actually relatively like low compared to some other units, right? Like this phase, 20% chance to super you. But he doesn't have a cooldown. So he could super you at the end of that phase, and then right at the beginning like we saw right there. Now, what happened here is, you see, we went full HP at the beginning of the turn, and obviously we didn't even have Carnival Goku's revive, right? What happened is Orange Piccolo got his full passive active, because we're under the, I believe, 20% HP, and he's taken 77 attacks. So that is huge, because the final phase is int. So Orange Piccolo having his full 50% damage reduction, it's just such a helpful thing, even in this phase, because this guy could hit pretty hard, right? The only downside is that we actually do use Tech Carnival Goku's revival skill here, but it's okay. He got some extra damage in, and it's not because of Orange Piccolo. It's not like we instantly died. So right there, that's helpful. At least now, obviously, he's gonna have the guard for the rest of battle. The issue is that, you know, if he didn't get super attacked right there, we might have been even lower HP than what the revive would have been anyways. But it is unfortunate that, okay, well, we couldn't save the revive for like the final fight, just in case, right? But that's fine for the most part. So right here we have Ultimate Gohan, Kale and Caulifla and Kale, and I think we actually do finish him off in this phase. So Ultimate Gohan, I actually think he's, fun enough, a really good option for this fight, even though the middle phase is STR, because he has the active skill that can nullify, which could nullify one of the AoE attacks, right, potentially. Right there, it nullified this heal that he could do, right? No, actually, no, it didn't nullify the heal, it nullified the AoE, but this guy also heals, right? So that could be a little annoying, but him nullifying the AoE is so good for him, because he doesn't have to worry about taking that attack at the end there. Kale is really showing off here, getting all these additional super attacks. Kale, the MVP for this fight in this phase right here. She does so much damage, even without her full passive up. LR, Kale, and Caulifla, their defense stacks like pretty high by this point, like turn 8, and their full like 66% chance to dodge. Like, I think right here they did not dodge, right? And they did take some damage right there. Even though they have tap advantage, though, this super attack does hit for 1.1 million, and he does greatly raise his attack for the turn, which was the issue. I was kind of scared Ultimate Gohan right here was going to take the attack, but since we used the active skill and he was able to get a good amount of ki, he actually was able to kill right there, so that's very, very good. Now, obviously, right here we had to use full power Super Saiyan 4 Goku, and on this turn, I did also decide, hey, you know what? I don't know if I'm going to get back to Orange Piccolo, so I'm just going to use Orange Piccolo right here, and we're just going to kind of just get some extra free damage, just not worry about a super attack at all, enter the next phase at full HP, and that was, at the end of the day, a very smart move. So even though Orange Piccolo does have type disadvantage in this fight, I still think he could be quite useful here, and you know, especially if you're able to get his full passive, that could be very useful. But the tech of him having the giant form just on turn 6, it's like you're gonna be reaching like turn 10 in this fight. I feel like a lot of the times, especially with a team like this. So having the tech of the giant form, even though like we see obviously here he's not going to be doing the damage that he could potentially be doing, just nullifying the AoEs and the super attacks is just really, really nice. And yeah, this Orange Piccolo, just wonderfully designed unit here, and he also does help activate no, actually no, Ultimate Gohan activates his passive in this team, which is, I guess, another good reason to bring Ultimate Gohan, to allow this guy to get his guard for the first few turns and the extra stats, so he can build up his passive. Now, other units you could potentially run here, just taking a look at it, there's really not many. I wonder, Namek Goku, could Namek Goku, like, the issue with Namek Goku in this fight is, and well, if you aim for like 12 key super attacks, it's not 1, it might not be too bad, but obviously he's in type, which doesn't have the like attack debuff, like that. It's like the extra reduction Sin gets against, or Omega gets against non-int types. So you might not be able to stack up as much, maybe, but I'm interested. Maybe I'll try them out. There's a bunch of units I want to try on these event. Namek Goku with the stacking could be interesting. AJL or Gohan, if you are able to avoid him falling under the HP threshold, he should be good. Even in worst case scenario, his defense is able to get up to like 700, 800k plus range. So even if he loses his guard, as long as he doesn't get super attacked, like if he's in the last slot, he should be okay. Let's see, who else here? Yeah, World Tournament Goku, I think he could be good. The issue is that, like, on this team compared to, like, you know, his team or, like, GT Heroes or something like that, he can't, like, if we're able to run the Spirit Bomb duo in this fight with this, like, team, then, yeah, I feel like I definitely would have ran him. Obviously, it would have also made things a lot easier. But it could be a little difficult maybe to get his passive, his full passive, right? So that could be an issue there. But I think he's one of the better options here to run for sure. Let's see. Physical Dragon Ball Super Broly maybe. Like I think you can't run him. It's like he'll be fine for the last phase if you're able to hide him in the SDR phase maybe, but he gets touched in the SDR phase and he dies, and that's what's gonna happen. He's gonna die. Right? He dies if he gets touched in the SDR phase, so you pretty much can't run him. And besides that, I mean, when Blue Kaioken gets more Universe 11, Universe 7 units, my bad. Yeah, no, everyone else, you can't. It's like unrunnable here. Yeah, you can't run anyone else here. Death. You're just dead. You're dead. There's no chance. I'm sorry. You can't. This team is very nice. Like, LR Gohan and Goten would be a maybe, but it's just a type of disadvantage at the end. The AoEs, they get a lot of defense on Super, like a lot of defense on Super. So the AoEs would just do too much damage to them because they're tech, right? That's the thing with this team. A lot of these, you know, tech units could be really strong. Like again, Orange Piccolo. Even Orange Piccolo is kind of dangerous to run him here. You know, Gohan and Goten, right? Those are two strong tech units, right? I guess from there it's not really many. You could probably run in Cell, maybe, and you know you just have him like kind of as a backup heal unit. But if Cell gets to the final phase, untransforms, you're like just dead also. So that's just another issue with that. You can't live right on that turn. So that's pretty much it there. Obviously we had Kel and Khalif like kind of just do their thing in the last turn, and right here we're gonna get the Dokkan attack. So I was deciding, okay, who do I run in slot 1? Who do I want to get the Dokkan attack with? I decided to get it with Super Saiyan 4 Goku, the full power one, mine, right? I'm like, okay, it's 2 AoEs in the front, so it should be fine, obviously. And then that could get the Super Saiyan 4 friend Goku, his full passive here. I didn't hit 24 key there because I actually wanted to make sure I hit 24 key with Ultimate Gohan in this unit. Fortunately, the orbs didn't really fall well for the physical ones. I realized just now looking at it, I could have grabbed those SDR orbs and that probably would have given me more, but it's fine. Not the biggest, however. And like, yeah, you could even see Ultimate Gohan is taking damage from these AoEs. These AoEs, dude, they hit for 500k. 500k damage. You know how insane 500k damage is to take from AoE normals? That's really tough. That's really tough. When I first went through this event, I kind of underrated it, I think, but this event, I feel like it just for sure, just looking at it, even if you're able to like stack up these units, like Omega supers me, and I'm taking so much damage because he has a 40% debuff. It's for 1.4 million. It's pretty nasty. I got pretty lucky here. I feel like right in the middle he was gonna super me, but what happened is not only did I get the full passive offensively for this guy, but he double supered and we were able to kill. So we got really lucky there, I think. But overall, this run is just gonna take luck for no items. If you're using items, it's obviously going to be significantly easier. Like, you probably just bring a Whis, right? Just Whis items. Support memories could be helpful too. Like the Bulma support memory was like turn 4. You probably want to bring like the permanent ones, like the Goku family support memory would be really good here, I think, if you're running like Goku and Ultimate Gohan, etc, etc. But that's it. From here, I show my builds for my units. And I go back to normal speed just so you guys could like view it or pause or whatever. But let me know what you guys think about this Omega fight. Pretty tough. Makes me pretty happy actually that it is. I definitely think that's harder than Sin now that I've played in through it like twice at this point. I think for sure I feel comfortable saying it's harder than Sin, and I'll be showing off a lot of units in here, so gonna be a fun time on Dokkan for the next few weeks. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Peace out.